that's enough rambling from me. It's time for my brother and best man Ben to read you what I believe is a largely fictitious story. Thank you very much, everyone.
Hello everybody. I'm not much of a public speaker, so I'll try and keep this just as short as I possibly can. I'd like to welcome you all here first, and I haven't met half of you, I guess, and it's been a privilege over the last day to have met. I think you're all fantastic people, and I couldn't be happier to have the two of you together. I want to thank James and Linda, obviously, for putting this do on and making all of this possible, and as well as Mum and Dad. I think you'll all agree that Catherine looks just about fantastic today, and when she walked through the door, I was going to say I had a Prince Harry moment, but I was too far away from Tom because of the cameraman in the middle, but I thought she just looked fantastic. When I first heard about Catherine, I heard that Tom had met her in training for air traffic control. She said she was fantastic, and I said, well, I have to agree. And then he said that she was smarter than him, which for anybody who knows Tom is a deeply satisfying thing to hear, because he's never said that before, I think, ever. At this point, I'd planned to tell you all about the stag do and the sordid things that happened, but I have to say Tom was probably one of the dullest stags I've ever met. On the second day, we attempted to go out, and Sophie beforehand had said, "Oh, buy him a costume," or the traditional things that all stags do. And I said, "No, he'll never go for it." On the second day, we bought him a hat from this person who was walking past. It was a tasteful hat. It wasn't the pink one. It wasn't anything else. It was a nice black hat, and he just passed it away. He refused to wear it. He's just one of the most sensible people, I have to say, I've ever met. So apologies on his behalf for why this speech might be a bit dull. So instead I thought I might, as Catherine's my brand new sister-in-law, I guess I have to say, I thought I'd just welcome her into the family and maybe tell her a few stories of what it was like to grow up with Tom as a child, which is quite a troubling tale, so I'm sorry for anybody who has to sit through this. Tom was always a very considerate brother, and he taught us very quickly about trust issues, especially those older and who you should trust. He had a very favourite game that he would play, and I don't know if any of you know about Narnia as a tale. Tom used to tell me and my sister when he was quite bored that if we were to enter into something, my sister's case I think it was a rabbit hutch, and mine was a freezer, that we'd reach the land of Narnia. We learned very quickly as the door slammed behind us with a callous laugh that not to trust our elders so much. Tom was always quite meticulous in everything he did, and any sort of organisational skills, I guess, I owe to my older brother. He's just fastidious in everything he did. CDs were perfect. His room was always perfectly tidy. Even his collection of, I don't want to say adult literature, but lads' magazines, they were dated perfectly, they were in perfect shape, and you can only imagine how angry he was when his younger brother cut a few pictures out for himself. But no, as I said, Tom was always perfect. He had a brilliant life, and I believe it was around 1998 his life was going perfectly, and this is something I guarantee he hasn't told a lot of people in this room. He never failed any exams. He was a model child. He got cocky enough to add an H into his name at some stage. Yeah. But he came upon his driving test, and for a man who controls planes at the minute, this is quite a troubling story. It took Tom 5 attempts, ladies and gentlemen. Five attempts to pass that driving test, and several shocked drivers, a near miss with a tractor, and a very worried Tom a lot of the time. But I suppose it's a testament to his character that he got there at all. But as I said, I'll keep this short. and all I can say is what I owe to what I am right now, I owe a lot to my older brother. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I guess. Couldn't really have asked for a better one, I suppose.
It's good, thanks.
And I can't imagine anyone's going to make a better husband, to be honest. Despite how cold he may be on the outside occasionally, he does. I think we showed when Catherine walked down the aisle today, he has some bit of emotion in there somewhere. And
it's a small romantic bone.
Small romantic bone, I believe, which I think's best left alone. But but no, I can honestly say you two are amazing together, and I've never seen my brother happier. And you must be perfect, because I'd never know my brother settle for anything less. So if any of everyone would like to stand up and raise a glass and just toast Tom and Catherine, that'd be great.